Hello, welcome to another set musings. So we're now fairly well into this current run of the series where I'm going back over older compilation type sets that I haven't talked about before, or starter sets, whatever. So we initially looked at some Portal stuff, and now we're on to Modern Masters. So second Modern Master set after looking at the first one. This one came out in 2015, and this is the one, if you remember, anybody that opened this at the time, this had those cardboard packaging they experimented with, I think, for one set possibly. So 249 cards in the set, came out on the 22nd of the 5th 2015. So I'll just scroll through this, and as I do, I'll just ramble on about the set. And while I'm doing it, you can sort of get a feel for the card aesthetics. Particularly, you probably noticed there the extension over into the rules text for the Eldrazi cards. So quite a lot going on in this set. Themes and mechanics wise, stuff we need to look out for as I go through the rarity stroke, colour slicing and dicing are Arcane, Eldrazi and Drones, Elementals, Spiritcraft, Hybrid Mana was a thing, Phyrexian Mana was a thing. Keywords abilities, Annihilator, Affinity, Land Cycling, Bloodthirst, Changeling, Convoke, Evoke, Domain, Exalted, Graft, multi-kicker, and it may well have also been that regular kicker was in here. Land cycling, living weapon, metalcraft, proliferate, soul shift, sunburst and wither. So as I mentioned, 249 cards. So the breakdown is 101 commons, 80 uncommons, 53 rares, 15 mythic rares. Yeah. And there's the set symbol. So consisted of reprints originally printed between 8th edition and New Phyrexia. Exclusively booster based, thus no satellite products such as precons are branded with the set. 15 playable cards, 10 commons, 3 uncommons, 1 rare or mythic rare, and 1 foil card of any rarity, replacing the basic land, which would normally be found in a booster. As Modern Masters 2015 does not contain a run of basic lands. Yeah, MRSP went a bit wacky, didn't it, on this one? I think I only bought a few packs of this, probably, 3 maybe? I didn't notice actually. No, I can see it here. Yeah, the packaging material features the word magic without the gathering. Yeah, first in Magic's history. But if you're sort of new, sorry, not so new. If you were opening this at the time and you were fairly familiar with like modern cards, which I imagine, a lot of people that were opening these packs were, because obviously it was an attempt to get modern cards into the available secondary market. So a little note here I'm just looking through as I'm scrolling through this, I'm also looking at the MTG Wiki article, which I'll include a link to in the description. It's got here, some mechanics were dictated by cards that were wanted for constructed reasons. Other mechanics were chosen because they were synergistic with those mechanics and each other. As the 2 new blocks entering were Zendikar and Scars of Meridian blocks. Okay, R&D leans slightly in choosing themes from those 2 blocks. So that's what they're talking about, is the cards that were coming into this Modern Masters product. Because the previous one, you know, had a sort of timeline in which it featured cards from 8th up to, I can't even remember actually, I only did it last week, but yeah. So they sort of slightly shifted stuff. And as we go through, and at the end I'll talk about the limited archetypes that were sort of presented in the set. And you can see we're getting down now to multicolour cards. Oh look, Order Notions is in here. So what have we got? 2-colour. Do we see... So there's Hybrid Mana. We don't see 3-colour though, do we? I don't think. We've got 5-colour card there, but I don't think... I think apart from that it's mono and 2-colour, but we'll see. It'll bounce out as we go through if I've missed it. We've got some artefacts here, quite a number. We do have non-basics, but sadly no basic lands in the set. You can probably spot there. Yeah, it's the cycle of bounce lands from Ravnica, plus a few others, which no doubt again we'll look at when we come to slice it. Okay, so let's see what we get as we go through this, bouncing out of this. Yeah. So we got some 1-drops here, Sunlance, Sunlance and Court Homunculus. Okay. Oh, there's Phyrexian Mana. Seeing that at common. Yes, I'm curious here, like what are we seeing in white at common in terms of keywords, abilities, mechanics? We got a pump spell with flying, some tokens. Yeah, judging by the things that are in the article I was rattling off from, there's going to be a lot of stuff for different rarities here. There's a modal spell. There's our white, pacifism type spell. There's our artifact or enchantment destruction, with also life gain for ourselves on here. Oh, there's a modal one with sort of either way round pumping. Counters, soul shift, convoke. Okay, so common at white we've got convoke, soul shift, counters. Are we seeing a... I don't know if I really see a white weenie here yet. Yeah. It's caring about equipment. To see whether we've got any, like where our equipment is positioned in terms of rarity. I mean, obviously at this point in Magic they were, you know, printing enchantments at common, but I know early in the days of Magic, I think, wasn't it the case that you didn't see artifacts? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I didn't say artifacts, I meant artifacts. Yeah, you didn't see artifacts at the lowest rarity. I think that's right. Also got coloured artifacts here in white. Yeah, not sure what's really leaping out at me yet, apart from the usual utility that you see in white. We've got casting cost reduction, stuff coming back. Okay, but yeah, also notice, and I've flagged this up before, no common multicolour cards yet. There's certainly none in white. Okay, here we go. Yeah, again, this is similar to the previous set we looked at where that's the case. Okay, So, dispatch, there's Metalcraft. Double strike, equipment, okay. More double strike. Red, white. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got heavy art. Yeah, artifacts is really coming out here, isn't it? In white. So more pump, some tokens. Oh, there's Oblivion Ring in here. I forgot about that. So what was our curve like? So our 1-drops. Yeah. I think some form of red-white aggro. Look at all the double strike stuff. We've got spirits as well here. There's like a white-black variant on pacifism. White blue artifacts, more equipment. So yeah, looks like white's definitely shifting towards, you know, artifacts, affinity, but also we've got double strike and equipment. So, but we can sort of see where the secondary colour is sort of contributing there as well. So once we get into blue, that'll probably become a bit clearer, but it seems pretty obvious so far because we're seeing the 2 colour cards already. So here we go into rares and mythics, and at the end I'm going to also do a slice through of just the mythics as well, so we can get a feel for that, how that's balanced out. Daybreak Coronet, more enchantment. That, yeah, wow. Okay, 2 drops. So no 1-drops here. In white, we've got Mirroring Crusader. More, wow, they're really going for the double strike in white, weren't they? Okay. Ley Line of Sanctity. Hexproof, Metalcraft. Okay. Yeah. I wonder if, I don't think all the lieges were in here. We have to keep an eye open. Green, white. It's Exalted there. Oh, Elish Norn's in here. Wow. Okay. And there's Horde of Notions. Got Nobilis. Nobilis of War. Swans of Bryn Argol is in here. Wow. It's a pretty cool set, I think, anyway. Right, blue. What do we see? Right. Okay, so bounce, counterspell, or conditional counterspell. That's an X spell, by the way. Yeah, tap down. There's a telling time in here, so this is all at common, remember. Got Thrumming Bird, it's got Proliferate on it. So counters in blue. We didn't see counters in white so much, did we? Saw a little bit, I think, but yeah. It's a Changeling. It's a Stoic Rebuttal, which is Metalcraft. So I'm definitely seeing a strong pull towards Metalcraft in blue-white. And we've got Proliferate now kicking in, so I'll be interested to see what colour we see more Proliferate in as we go through. Artifacts again here, look. Yeah. Affinity for artifacts. Okay, so they were living dangerously here with affinity. But they fortunately didn't print the anything that shouldn't be here. So 16 cards there. So it's quite possible we're going to double up here because, of course, I'm doing the thing where I just, just pile everything that happens to be in that colour. I quite like the way that turns out, actually, because it shows a really good contrast at that particular rarity between cards that are monocoloured in blue and cards that blue shares a colour with another colour. Okay, Agony Warp, right. It's Guild Mage here. Blue Black. He's a Cast Knight. I'm starting to see, we've been seeing some exalted cards, haven't we? I don't know if that was a key sort of white-blue limited archetype. We'll see in a moment, once we get through the blue cards. I'll mention what the white-blue artifact was. I think you can probably already guess what it is. It's pretty predominant in here. It really sticks out like a sore thumb. Blue-red. Interesting. Green blues, playing around with counters. We got graft here as well. So counter movement. Shoot hatchling. They're putting some interesting hybrid mana cards in, aren't they? Oh, it's more proliferate. So seeing suddenly, moving from white to blue, we're seeing heavy proliferate alongside some of the key thing we saw in white. Evoke stuff here. Yeah, affinity for artifacts, graft. Glass Dust Halt, we're at uncommon, by the way. That has cycling. That's interesting. That's messing around with -1/-1 counters. I wonder why that would be doing that in red blue. I'm not sure. Right, higher rarities here. There's Shadow Mage Infiltrator. Okay, bouncing artifacts. Vidillion Clicks in here. I don't specifically see fairies. I'm just trying to think, what we've seen so far, whether we've seen any specific creature type jump out at us, and I don't know if I have. This seems to be a set where the limited archetypes are more about mechanics and stuff like that rather than certain types of card, but we'll see how that pans out. Order Notions is going to come every time we look at rare cards because it's 5 colour. Yeah, there's more proliferate there. Oh, here we got Tezzeret. Artifacts. Niv Mizzet. Whenever you draw a card, Niv Mizzet, Firemind deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Right, so we're into black. So white, blue, what can we say? Well, yeah, Metalcraft Affinity was the thing. Surprise, surprise. So now we're moving into black. We've got to keep an eye open, see the things, we've seen obviously in blue already. What do we see reinforced in black? And also anything in white, black, white decks. I don't know, what feel I got there, but anyway, we'll see. Right, here we go. So removal, these are the commons, so we got, some low casting cost stuff here. At the beginning of upkeep, you lose 1 life unless an opponent has 10 or less life. Right. Sacrifice a creature. Target creatures -1. Oh, there's a bit of creature sacrifice going on here already. Look. And some recursion. Okay. There's Bloodthirst. If an opponent was dealt damage this turn, this creature ends up with +1/+1 counters. We had Proliferate as well, didn't we? In blue. Changeling. -1/-1 spell. It's got Wither in it. So there's some -1/-1 shenanigans going on a little bit here. But I don't know if that's sort of particularly moving towards a particular, a certain combination. I'm not sure yet. It could be. I wonder if black-red is going in that direction. Changeling. Yeah, okay. Because, with Proliferate, -1/-1 with Proliferate. I keep forgetting it goes both ways, doesn't it? Yeah. So, yeah. Right. Spirits. Whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, and Soul Shift, when this creature dies, you may return target spirit card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Discard. -1/-1 counters. Okay, so I'm getting really strong pull towards counters and proliferating from what we see now in blue-black. We've got Dread Drones in here, so some mana generation and more Soul Shift. So with black we've started to see Soul Shift, which we've not... Did we see that in... I don't know how much we saw that in white actually. So again, you saw there, so far no multicolour commons cards. All monocolour, it kicks in at uncommon. So Death Mark's in the set. There's a Guild Mage, which we saw earlier, because we were looking at blue. Agony Warp, another one we've seen. Necrogenesis. Oh, reassembling skeletons in here. Always nice when you've got some sort of recursion stuff you can get up to in the set. Yeah, I expect to see something maybe in black-green perhaps. Ashen Morgue, can't block. What's that? 4/4 for 3. So we're going to see like a red-black aggressive deck maybe. Dismember's in here. I wonder if Phyrexian Obliterator's in here. Printer of the Sleepless, Restless Apparition, Devouring Greed. Yeah, okay, more counters. Bloodthirst. Its opponent was dealt damage this turn. This creature about for +2/+1 counters on it. I wonder if you're going to get like an overlap here as well. Like blue, black, red. Even though there's no 3-colour stuff. And Bloodthirst with Proliferate maybe. I don't know. Wrecking Ball. Oh, blows up creatures or lands. More okay, yeah. Black, green, sacrifice a creature, right. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? As we start to get into black, we're definitely getting a better idea of sort of stuff that might be in the set, archetype-wise. Okay, Surgical Extractions in here. We've got Bitter Blossom. Dark Confidant. Profane Command. Another Mage. Necroskitter. Shadow Mage Infiltrator, which you've already seen. Creekwood Liege. There's some Lieges in here, but it's not the full cycle, I don't think. We'll see. I will go through the cycles for this set. Ghost of Council or Zova. So we're seeing some legends here as well. Oh, Order Notion again, not surprising. 5-colour. Fairy Wizard. And a Spirit with Wither. So I don't think I'm really seeing... I mean, blue-black fairies are there, but not in any massive amount, I don't think. That was that the previous Masters set played to that. Right. Okay, so introduction of black. What do we see? Well, yeah, blue black proliferate. It's a thing in the set. And then the white black one, that was actually Spiritcraft Soul Shift. It didn't really register with me, I don't think, but now I'm seeing a few spirits here, so yeah. Maybe I didn't pick up so much on the soul shift aspect, or I missed it, which came through more in the black. But yeah, so white black, the archetype there is soul shift and Spiritcraft. Right, so that's white blue. We've seen Metalcraft Affinity, blue black proliferate, and then white black Spiritcraft Soul Shift. Moving to red. Okay, number 1 drops at common here. So yeah, instant speed, combat trick, 3/3. Cool. Burst lightning is in here, which has kicker on it. So I think I mentioned this. Kicker might be kicker, which there isn't, and I think certainly multi-kickers in here. Goblin Fast Slinger's a pinger, 1/1 for 1 pinger, and we've got gut shot as well, which we can opt to play for with 2 life instead of a single red if we choose to. Which means we can splash it, but actually not play red in a deck, if we so choose. Blades of Velis Vel. There's quite a number of changelings, isn't there? Which could be useful if red is going to be, or one of the red archetypes has got like a tribal element to it. Okay, there's Goblin Warpaint. Smash to smithereens. That's our artifact distraction. Okay. Mana fixing in red, care of Smoke Braider. 4. Okay. For elementals. Right. Tribal Flames is a domain. Number of basic land types. I wonder what the 5-colour deck would look like. Oh, actually, look, I didn't spot that. So there is a 3-colour. Yeah, there is 3 colours here. I'll have to try and remember to do that at the end, where I'll go through some of the, beyond 2 colour combinations and do a search on like ID, as opposed to casting cost colour, and see what comes out when we look at those cards where there's a colour identity of 3 or more. So yeah, but that's the first time I spotted that. I don't know if it was on another card then, because we have had some mages, haven't we? Maybe I didn't spot it, but I don't remember. Oh look, 5-colour. I don't see that. I don't think that was specifically alluded to in MTG Wiki, but we will see. Bloodthirst in red. Basic land cycling. Excuse my tummy, is making all sorts of weird sounds. I don't know whether it's coming out on microphone or not. Okay, Bolt is in here at uncommon. And we've seen Boros Swiftblade. Combust is in here. Savage Twister. Okay, yeah. Notice the number of 2-colour cards we're seeing. in the various colour combinations. Again, some of these we're doubling up here, but it's interesting to see that. Ashimore Gouger, which we've seen. Stormblood Berserker, Electrolyze, yeah, we saw that. Goblin with Double Strike. Incandescent Soul Strike. Bloodshot Trainee, Shrewd Hatchling, and then Wild Heart Phoenix. Another Evoke card. Scargun Firebirds in here, Wrecking Ball, which we've seen, and then we've got some Recursion with Vengeful Rebirth. What's going on in red-green then? Higher rarities. Okay, we have a Hydra in red-green. Banefire's in here. The Expel. Spike Shot Elder, Comet Storm. Splinter Twin is in the set. Got Fulminator Mage. Order Notions again, we've seen that because it's 5 colour. Kiki Jiki, Nobliss, Thunderblast, Hellkite Chargers in here. Is there like a 5 colour Elemental Dragons deck, maybe? If you get lucky, I don't know. A lot of the stuff's at higher rarity though, that's the only thing. Niv Mizzet the Firemind. And then Wildfire. Okay, there's quite a smattering of land destruction in here. Right, so what does red inclusion tell us? Well, yeah, there's a black-red Bloodthirst aggro deck or archetype. Blue-red is the elementals. Okay, but you can see here, you know, you're being maybe beckoned into multiple colours as well. But yeah, blue-red elementals, if we're just talking about 2 colour stuff here. And I picked up this a lot. If you remember in white, there was a lot of double strike going on. And that's the sort of thing, you know, you would normally a lot of time be teaming up with red. And yeah, there's a red-white double strike equipment in here. So moving into green. At common, what do we have? Commune with nature. Yeah, there's definitely some ramp here, some recursion. What I'm seeing from the 2 colour cards we've already seen. Oh, it's more kicker as well. We're starting to see kicker and multi-kicker now come in, since we were looking at sort of the red and the green cards. So yeah, I'm assuming that we're expecting to see quite a bit of ramp in red and green, so we can leverage that you know, the extra stuff for the multi-kicker. The Nest Invader, some more more of these drones. I'm trying to think where we did see the other drones. Rampant Growth in here, Plummet, Matska Rioters, Sundering Vitae, we've got Convoke here. Did we see, I think we saw Convoke in white, didn't we? At common. Yeah. Life Gain. Sort of there in green white in the background. Okay, Mutagenic Growth is here with Phyrexian Mana. Necrogenesis, and some again we've seen these. So every 2 colour card now we've seen already. Selesnya Guildmage, Allstar Cottle, Sigil Blessing, green white. Cast a Frogling, Shroud on it, Cytoplasm, Rootkin. Bestial Menaces in here, okay. I don't know specifically, yeah, Okay. Yeah, we got some interesting potential here for black-green by the look of things. As I'll convoke again. Some red-green recursion there. So we could bleed into, couldn't we go? So green, black, red might be a thing as well. It's just black, green, graveyard. There's more life gain here. I wonder how that, I don't know whether there's what the specific outlet for that is beyond not dying. Exalted again, okay. And this is our green, green, white, blue. I'm definitely going to have to check the colour identities here because we got, at least two cards now which are a 3 colour. So green, white, blue. What would that give us? Wow. What did I say? Oh, I haven't spoken about green, white yet. Better not give it away yet. But green, white, blue. Well, white, blue was metal craft, wasn't it? Okay. Scoop Mop, Apocalypse Hydra, which we've seen. Tarmogoyf is in here. Creekwood Liege, which we saw already. Mystic Snake. Yeah, we're seeing some interesting green-blue stuff here with counters and counter. More multi-kicker. Oh, Ant Queen, yeah, that's in here. Okay, I got some counters, some creatures being generated. I'm assuming that we can then sack. Oh, okay, Primeval. They put Primeval Titan in. Wow, that's pretty bold. That's a bold move. Right. Before we get on to the artifacts then, what do we know now? Okay, so red-green, that archetype was domain ramp. So yeah, combining ramp with domain, and then I suppose as an extension of that, splashing other colours to, just make domain better. But yeah, red-green's your ramp. Green-white, convoke tokens. Yeah. Black-green was sacrifice and tokens. And in green-blue, you probably guessed in here, specifically graft, but again, playing around with like moving tokens around. But again, interesting overlaps between like green-white and green-blue there. You've got graft and convoke. So again, some of these combinations of archetypes, the individual 2-colour ones might then have interesting synergy overlaps to make you want to play, say, 3 colours. So to recap the full list of archetypes, white-blue was Metalcraft Affinity, blue-black Proliferate, black-red was Bloodthirst Aggro, red-green Domain Ramp, green-white Convoke Tokens, white-black Spiritcraft Soul Shift, blue-red was the Elementals, my favourite, black-green Sacrifice Tokens, red-white Double Strike Equipment, and then green-blue Craft. It's funny, you can't see this as I'm saying Double Strike Equipment, I'm waving my hand around like I'm wielding an axe or something. Right, let's look at the 0 colour, 0 casting colour stuff. So 17 at common. What have we got? Copper Carapace, Flare Husk, a living weapon, a bit of Mana Rock action there in terms of Wayfarer's Bauble. Glinthawk Idol, oh yeah, this one. So there was a white activation cost in that. Gust Skimmer blue activation cost. Kite Sail was in here. Ruined Servitor, card drawer. Sphere of the Suns, another Mana Rock. Alloy Mir, yeah. Another Mana Rock. Interesting, we got Blinding Soul Eater, so 1/3 for 3 with tap down, but the tap down you can either pay with white mana or you can pay 2 life to do the Phyrexian thing. Cathodian. It's nice actually, we've got lots of like colour fixing at common here. Another living weapon as well, Sickle Slicer. Frogmite, Affinity, Rusted Relic, Metalcraft, Skyreach Manta's got Sunburst. So +1 gloves and can for each colour of mana spent, because again, you know, like maybe pushing you towards that 5 colour, magical Christmas land type deck. Another Affinity, Mirror Enforcer, and then Olamog's Crusher with Annihilator 2. Okay, uncommons that have no colour in the casting cost. Everflowing Chalice, Dark Steel Axe. So we got some of our equipment for our what was it? Equipment was double strike equipment, the red-white deck. There's cranial plating there as well. Culling Dice. Sack. Mortarpod. Okay, that was in here. Tumble Magnet, Edged Oracle, and Artisan of Kozilek. I suspect what most of our other Eldrazi's are higher rarities. Chimeric Mass was in here. And Mox Opal. Right. And Spellskite. Okay. Edge Champion. Wow. Oh yeah, Sunforger. So red-white. Long Forgotten. Goey. Cares about arcane spells and spirits. So yeah, that's your Spiritcraft Soul Shift deck. Lodestone Golem. Non-artifact spells cost 1 more to cast. Artifacts again. Lodestone Mere. Edged Monstrosity. Precursor Golem. So all is dust. Khan Liberated. Kozilek, Ulamog, and Emrakul. Just in case you want to have a go at that stuff. Well, I suppose that belongs mainly in your ramp deck. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what colours that would fit best in. I mean, obviously green, so red-green was the main ramp. I was just trying to think the ones that were where we were getting Eldrazi tokens from as well. Or do we want black in there as well, maybe? Right. Cycle-wise, we have a cycle of enemy hate. As you saw, there's a lot of cards in here that in previous sets, sets they came from were part of a cycle, but that wasn't necessarily kept up in terms of, they didn't bring the whole cycle across. There was a cycle in here of these enemy hate cards: Celestial Purge, Combust, Deathmark, Flash Freeze, Pulse and Strider. Deathmark, Flash Freeze I recognise from definitely recognise from, was it 10th edition? Now that's from, am I right? Hang on, sorry, maybe I meant to say, no, yeah, 10th edition. I'm trying to see if these were all reprinted in certain core sets. So 2011, that one's 2011 as well. Flash Freeze was. And then that was only in 10th edition. So we've got a bit of an overlap here. So these are being pulled from core sets. Yeah. It could be... No, I just had a feeling there that maybe that... So yeah. Some are from different core sets. But put together, they made these... hate spells. Although I can't remember what there was. I'm sure there was a cycle of these, but with different components in Well, yeah, there must have been in the other core sets, which these sort of overlap into, I reckon. So yeah. Let's have a quick look. Yeah. So some of these were in like multiple cycles, or a card in as part of a slightly different cycle, but all had this, you know, hating on two other colours on the enemy. So, you know, blue hating on red and green, black on green and white, red on white or blue, white on black or red, and then green on blue or black. Yep, cycle of lands, which you probably guessed when we scrolled down initially. So yeah, they reprinted the good old Ravnica bounce lands, which we've seen crop up quite a few times in Deck Musings episodes, because we've been covering that period around Standard currently through when Ravnica was legal in Standard. So yeah, original Ravnica. So yeah, they're all here, all 10 of them. What else we got? So these are the remaining lands. So there's 5 other lands that aren't part of that double cycle. So Blinkmoth Nexus, Darksteel Citadel, Eldrazi Temple's in here helping out with your Eldrazi spells. Evolving Wilds helping with your fixing. And Eye of Ugin definitely helping out with Eldrazi shenanigans. So yeah, some cards here that sort of help you out a little bit. And yeah, it's nice because then that means that it does open up whenever you've got like fixing like this in your land or whatever, opens up an option there beyond just going, okay, well, I'm probably going to need to play the colours where all the ramp is. Just opens it up a little bit. So, yeah. We do have an artifact land actually as well here, which would obviously synergise well with Affinity. What else did I want to talk about? So yeah, with these series, you know, sometimes I mix some tweak things here and there, and stuff gets sort of dropped out, and then I bring it back in, and then a lot of times, you know, I get some good suggestions from long-term, you know, friends of the channel to sort of say, oh, you know, it'd be cool if you, brought that back in. So yeah, so by popular demand, I did want to slice through the mythics just so you can see, because it's interesting to see the colour balance. You know, what's in here, and is it legendary creatures? Is it planeswalkers? Is it some, you know, ridiculous spell that's just completely obscene? But I think so far you're probably gonna guess, and you've seen certain what cards, if you hadn't spotted when we went through the mythics and rares in the different colours, you know what cards actually are the mythics. So yeah, Elish Norn, Iona, we've got Tezzeret and Vendilion Click, so the white ones, blue ones. Black ones are Bitter Blossom, Dark Confidant. Red ones, Comet Storm and Kiki Jiki. Primal Titan and Tarmogoyf in green. What a combination. And then we've got Emrakul, Khan Liberated, Kozilek, Mox Opal and Ulamog. Good old Mox Opal. And then legendaries, how are they sort of cropping up across the set outside of, you know, slicing through colours and rarity. I put them in rarity order, just by the way. So we do have a legendary creature at uncommon, Hikari, which, yeah, that comes from Kamigawa book, doesn't it? So yeah. And then we've got Endrique Sar, Master Breeder, legendary land in the form of Eye of Elgin, Ghost Council was over, Order Notions, Niv Mizzet, Elish Norn, Emrakul, Iona, Khan, Kiki Chiki. So some of these you've seen already. There's quite a number of legends in Mythic actually in this set, but the ones down here are all the ones that aren't. So that then also leads me quite neatly, or not necessarily neatly, into colour identity. So let's just do this to get some rough feel for the colour identity wise what we've got here. So that would be, just to refresh our memory as what to expect. That's going to be all of that stuff. So 39. So once we move into 1, so we have 163 purely monocoloured cards here. Not only are they monocolour in the casting cost, there's no additional activation cost that is outside of the casting cost. And might make more sense to do it that way maybe. So 163 of those. 2 colour, there's 41 of those, and if we look through them, what do we notice? Well, I think what we're going to see is, apart from, so obviously the land are going to come up, but the only card where it's not 2 colour in the casting cost, and it's not a 2 colour land, is Sunforger, because the 2 colours are in here. So yeah, that's how that looks. And let's get up to 3 and see what's going on here. Okay, yeah, so I actually did peg out the only 2. I was worried that I might have missed them. Viashino Slaughtermaster, which wants us to be playing red, black, green. So, a question you can ask yourselves is that some sort of indicator there? It's interesting, it's double strike. So what would that overlap with? That's red, black, green. So Bloodthirst aggro would be the red, black part. Red, green would be domain ramp. And black, green is sacrifice tokens. With Noble Heart, right, which is green, white, blue. Overlapping there, we've got Convoke Tokens, which is the green, white one. The white, blue one would be Metalcraft Affinity, and the green, blue would be Graft. Interesting. I wonder, yeah, I'm just looking at it going, yeah, what about Proliferate with Graft? That's a cool combination. Blue, black, green, but yeah. I don't believe there was anything 4 colour, but 5 colour we did see, didn't we? A couple of things. Actually, more than a couple. So Dragon Soul Knight, World Heart Phoenix, Horde of Oceans, which is an elemental, and then Etch Monstrosity, which is a golem. 10/10 with 5 -1/-1 counters on them. And if you get Wooburg, you can remove 5 1/1 counters. And of course there would be some rocks in here and other things that would allow us to filter or generate mana without necessarily the presence of the lands there. But again, notice we've got all of our 2 colour lands here, our original bounce lands, which are, well, they're actually uncommon. That's the only thing. So we've got a bit of fixing there, if you remember, at common. Yeah. In terms of the artifact and the trying to remember let me go back. Where's it gone? There we go. Evolving Wilds. Right, so next up, just to close things off, We will have a look at the price here because it's an older set, so allows us the prices to stabilise. I've sort of stopped doing this with any newer sets where I'm doing set musings where they haven't even been released yet because the price fluctuates so much. So Mox Opal, funny enough, it's in a, I don't know when this got banned, so we're in a Modern Masters set, and yeah, the card's been banned in Modern. Surprise, surprise. Metalcraft. So, yeah. Look at all the Masters sets it was in as well. That's amusing. I say all, well, double Masters, yeah. Sorry. Just 2 Master sets, really. Okay. $77 in this form. Is that the cheapest? Yeah, it is. Okay, Kozilek. What's that? 38. It's going to be the Eldrazi stuff, isn't it? Look at these. So Elgin banned in Modern. Yep, 37. Ulamog, 34. Necro Skitter's in here. 23. Are we going to see a drop suddenly? Maybe not. Tezzeret. I'm just checking to see that none of these have been banned either. Bitter Blossom. I thought that was banned in some format. Maybe not. Obviously not currently. Yeah, 15 Modern Masters. Emrakul. Oh look, banned in Commander, banned in Oathbreaker, but legal in Modern. $13. Inexorable Tide. 13. It's got Proliferate on it. Oh yeah, Elish Norn. 12. I think I have an Elish Norn actually from the original set, maybe. New Phyrexia. Oh, good old Tarmogoyf. Yeah, it just drops below. Very interesting, isn't it? Future Sight is the higher price one. Modern Masters we looked at last week. Then it was reprinted again and again and again. So each one, each successive printing slightly cheaper than the other one, and also probably, I imagine, bringing down the price of the original as well. Oh, there's Noble Hierarch. Yeah. What was that from? Conflux, wasn't it? Yeah. How would we get to Conflux at some point? No, yeah. Sorry, I've already done Conflux, haven't I? Yeah. So, okay. And there's Cryptic Command. Right. What else did I decide to look at? Oh, the EDH ranking again. Yeah, it's stabilised, and it's an EDH ranking's another one where when I'm doing really like newer sets that haven't been released yet, I've tended to sort of drop from the repertoire because yeah, it was just all over the map. So it's great when you're going back and doing retrospective set musings, but not so good when you're doing completely new ones. So good for this. Evolving Wilds, Rampant Growth, Wayfarer's Bauble. Bear in mind these are all reprints. Signing Blood, Everflowing Chalice, Lightning Bolt. You get the picture, and then we've probably got a number of these bounce lands. Mox Opal, yeah, bounce land. They're the indestructible one, and so on. Expedition Map, yeah. Oh, Muldrifter, of course. So I imagine there's a few of those, evoke creatures as well. Oh, of course, I forgot about Overwhelming Stampede was in here, wasn't it? Yes. Dispatch. Yeah, this is a cool card, Mirror Entity. Yeah, Reassembling Skeleton. Okay. I think we get the picture. And then, oh yeah, I wanted to just do the Legendary Creatures. Again, bear in mind this is EDH ranking as a whole, not just as a commander, but just as being in any deck. So Elish Norn, Kiki-Jiki, Kozilek, Ulamog, Niv Mizzet, Endrek Shar, Vendilion Click, and Horde of Notions. I think I have I'm pretty sure I have an elemental deck with this. EDH deck with this as the commander. I think that's right. I'm trying to remember now, actually. It wasn't one of my, it was built off of a deck list off the internet. But I know I have pretty sure I have a 5-colour elemental deck. I know I have a 5-colour beast deck with a different commander. Ghost Council was over. Ikari. Emrakul. I own, and that's it. Which is banned in Commander anyway, so. And this is banned in Commander. Okay. So, yeah, that's funny. I do really enjoy doing these, actually. It's quite interesting. I think, on balance, and you probably may have got this feeling already from watching these, I actually prefer doing set musings on older sets than I do more recent ones. It's just something, it's obviously a nostalgia thing, I think, part of it. But it's obviously easier as well to talk about cards that you already might be familiar with, which probably makes why I actually really do enjoy doing these, compilation sets, whatever you want to call them, when I haven't looked at them for a while. It's better when I haven't looked at them for a while, actually, definitely. But I really enjoyed going through Portal, so there we have it. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.